All right, bird experts, we are back. And I filled in the rest of our feathers class note charts with some more birds and adjectives that we can use. I'll add the picture examples later for us to refer back to later on in our unit. Now, we found lots of evidence about feathers, and we've looked at headings, and we've talked about similes today. Now, it's time for us to go over our learning target for today. Our first learning target is that I can explain the purpose of a semi-plume feather using pictures and words. Now, we know that researchers also draw observational drawings, and today in our book, we talked about scientific drawings, okay? So first we're going to talk about what semi-plume feathers do, or what a semi-plume feather is. Semi-plume feathers work with down feathers to keep birds warm and dry. We talked about these different kinds of feathers briefly yesterday when we went over this page, but we're going to read it again. These are kinds of feathers, okay? So, this is a soft, fluffy down feather, and it keeps a bird warm by trapping body heat next to its skin. Now, this feather next to it is a semi-plume feather. It works with this feather to keep birds warm and dry. So these two feathers work together. But today, we are going to draw a scientific drawing of a semi-plume feather. When we practice our drawings today, we're not going to draw the whole bird like we've been doing for other parts of our research. We're just drawing the feather. Now, different kinds of birds have different kinds of feathers, so we don't want to be confused. We're just going to draw the only feather that we have today. And our author, Melissa Stewart, has used these kinds of feathers to classify all types of feathers. Classify means to put in groups based on similar items, okay? So she's put these feathers in groups based on how similar they are to one another. I know that all feathers can be different shapes, so the first thing I'm going to do when I want to draw my feather is look at it very closely and pay attention to the details on it. Again, we're looking at this feather. Some lines are straight, others are curved, and some are pointy. A straight line is not a curved line is not a straight line, and a pointy line has points. So when I look at my semi-plume feather, I see that it has some pointy edges. So I'm going to try to make my drawing look like that. I'm going to start at the bottom of my feather and work my way around the edges, making sure I draw all the points that I see. So you need to remember this when you're trying to draw your feather. Now I'm going to show you a quick version of Miss Carter's semi-plume feather. Miss Carter is not an artist, but she's going to try her very best. So I hope that while you're at home, you're going to do your very best, okay? You can also trace your feather first with pencil and then draw over it with crayon or marker. All I have with me today is my nice red marker, so I'm going to quickly draw my semi-plume feather. I see a long line in the center, so that's where I'm going to start. But that line doesn't go all the way to the top of the feather. At the top, I just see some little wispy lines, meaning they're not all the same length. But this feather is not one of those kind of feathers that I can see through. It's very dark. I see that some pieces of it come out more than others, but I cannot see through it. So I make my feather very dark, and then around the edges, it gets a little lighter. Now we all know we found a feather or two on the ground sometimes, and we like to hold on to them. And now we can start to try to identify what kind of feathers it is, because we are bird experts. This is Miss Carter's semi-plume feather. Kind of looks like a tree. So, when you do your scientific drawing, make sure that you add details like the ones that you see in our picture. I will also post a picture of a semi-plume feather in our slides so that you can refer back to it. So remember to trace the outline and then draw over it. Look closely for the details that you see and then try to draw them. Now you're going to have a chance to do this and to think about why some birds have semi-plume feathers. I want you to answer the question using the sentence frame, some birds have semi-plume feathers, so blank. And fill in the blank with why you think a bird has semi-plume feathers. We talked about it today, so hopefully you guys had your listening ears on. We've done a lot of work today, so all you have to do is draw that nice feather for me, and then I'll see you guys at math. See you later.